Here's something your doctor probably hasn't told you. Eating 150 grams of kimchi every single day for 6 weeks measurably changes the bacterial landscape of your gut. Not supplements, not powders. Actual fermented kimchi. And the science behind it is more compelling than almost anything in nutrition research right now. A 2021 study published in Cell, one of the most prestigious journals in biology, by Wastick and colleagues at Stanford, found that a high fermented food diet increased microbiome diversity and decreased inflammatory markers more effectively than a high fiber diet alone. PMID 3425-4. This was a randomized controlled trial, not an observational study. Participants eating fermented foods, kimchi, kefir, kombucha, yogurt, showed measurable immune changes within weeks. But kimchi is doing something the others aren't doing quite as well. Here's why. Kimchi is a consortium culture. It's not just one strain of Lactobacillus, it's a dynamic ecosystem. Research published in Nutrients in 2021, PMC 86253-49, identified over 700 microbial strains associated with traditional kimchi fermentation, dominated by Lactobacillus plantarum, Lactobacillus sakei, Leuconostochmus enteroides, and Weissella carensis. Each of these strains has distinct roles. L. plantarum, for example, has been shown in multiple trials to improve gut barrier function, specifically tight junction protein expression, meaning your intestinal lining becomes more selective about what it lets through. That's the difference between leaky gut and a resilient barrier. At 150 grams per day, roughly half a cup, you're delivering somewhere between 1 and 10 billion CFU of live organisms, depending on fermentation age and storage. A study in Food and Nutrition Research 2022, PMC 918-31, showed that regular kimchi consumption at this quantity correlated with significant shifts in firmicutes to bacteroidetes ratios, a key marker of gut health balance. Here's what the research suggests happens across 6 weeks. Week 1 to 2, transit time improves. Most people notice this first. Things move more regularly. L. plantarum begins establishing in the lower GI tract. Week 2 to 3, inflammatory cytokine levels start shifting. The Wastick et al. Cell data showed decreases in 19 inflammatory proteins, including CXCL10 and IL-12P70, associated with chronic systemic inflammation. Week 3 to 4, microbiome diversity measurably increases. 16S rRNA sequencing in intervention studies shows new genus-level colonization during this window. Week 5 to 6, gut barrier markers stabilize. Research in Frontiers in Nutrition 2025, PMC 11747498, found that sustained fermented food intake correlated with increased production of short-chain fatty acids, butyrate in particular, which feeds colonocytes and reinforces the mucosal layer. Not all kimchi delivers this. Pasteurized kimchi from most supermarket shelves is heat-treated. The live cultures are dead. You need 1. Raw, unpasteurized kimchi. Check the label for live cultures or naturally fermented. 2. Refrigerated from the start, not shelf-stable. 3. Or make your own. If you want to make your own, Cultures for Health has a complete kimchi starter kit with napa cabbage, gochugaru, and fermentation crocks. It's the most reliable way to control strain quality and fermentation temperature. Link in the description. Culturesforhealth.com Real. Cultured roots. For organic Korean chili flakes and sea vegetables to add depth, Mountain Rose Herbs is my go-to. mountainroseherbs.com Shiri F. Chow. Cultured roots. And if you want a clinical-grade probiotic running alongside your kimchi protocol, Seeds DS01 is the only one I've found with genuine strain-level documentation. Seed.com.via Shiyash Cultured Roots channel. 6 weeks. 150 grams a day. That's less than a third of a pound of kimchi, less than what a single serving at a Korean restaurant. The research is clear that this quantity, sustained over 6 weeks, creates measurable, documented changes in microbiome composition, inflammatory markers, and gut barrier integrity. Your great-grandmother fermented because she had to. The science is now telling us she was doing something profoundly right. Subscribe if you want more fermentation science without the fluff. New video every week.